I hate public transportation. You get on and it's raining out, it's disgusting, it smells.
It's kind of, honestly, I don't understand why everyone isn't biking around the city.
My name is Eric Rukiza. I'm a mechanical engineer and I'm from South Philadelphia, 7th and Tasker. I have 4 bikes. I equate them to vehicles. I have my Jetta, it's my daily driver. I have my giant truck, it'll be my mountain bike. Then I have what would be like a Jeep or dune buggy kind of thing, which is my trials bike, which is, it's no seat, it's all about jumping on things, off things. And then I have my Ferrari, which would be my fast road bike that I ride the long distance rides, go out for 25, 30 miles, 2 hours real quick, come back.
My name is Steven Saxton. I currently do IT at an architectural firm, and I'm 28 years old. I really, I guess, fell in love with biking when I got my first like old 10-speed when I was about 22. And just, I don't know, from then on it's just been, you know, kind of more and more of an obsession. If you look at the size of, you know, the urban center of Philadelphia, it's very conducive to cycling and walking and, you know, not relying on mass transit as much as other cities.
Riding in the city is more like doing mountain biking, except all the trees are moving at the same time. So you're kind of, the trail is constantly changing, which makes it kind of fun. Work's like 2.5 miles from my house. I get there between 10 and 15 minutes. If I take a bus, it's gonna be like 20, 25, sometimes 30.
For me, it's just a very simple way to get from one place to another quickly, efficiently, cheaply. You know, I have a car. I only drive it to get out of the city pretty much when mass transit can't really accommodate. Personally, I think the Bike Coalition and the transportation group of the Philly government have done a really nice job the past couple of years, you know, analyzing the best places to put bike lanes.
Bike lanes. By 2010, we had over 200 miles of bike lanes, which put us in the forefront of cities in the United States.
I use them whenever I can. I don't feel that I need them to have a sense of security, but I can certainly understand that where a lot of people, to them it is a big sense of security, and it gets them on a bike, you know?
No, it's a battle. The streets are a war zone.
I feel like a lot of cyclists feel like they're caught between two worlds, you know? If you ride in the street, motorists yell at you to ride on the sidewalk, which is illegal. And obviously if you ride on the sidewalk, you're putting all the pedestrians around you in danger.
You have the pedestrians that don't really care about anything walking out in the middle of the street. You have the bikers that hate the cars and hate the pedestrians, because the pedestrians just walk out. And we're supposed to follow the rules of the road. They're supposed to wait for the crosswalk. And then you have taxi drivers that are all crazy and they don't care about anything. I hit this dude, he was like 6'5", he's a big guy, and he just made a left right in front of me. I slammed my brakes, yelled, he like turned, kind of caught me and ran with me so I didn't crash, which was pretty nice. And another time, a lady just stopped in front of me, turned around, and I like, tried to stop, slammed on my brakes, hit her.
I mean, there's not a whole lot of instances I can think of where there's been contact, but I mean, just every day it's like a near collision that's, you know, because somebody's oblivious or...
The striping, the new lanes have really changed some for the better. That I see a lot more cyclists stopping at red lights as they should, and being more courteous, just because I think they have their own space now that makes them feel like there's, you know, they're being protected.
love it if they gave tickets to cyclists who rode on the sidewalk. I mean, I've almost been run over on the sidewalk plenty of times.
For bicyclists, they have mostly given warnings, not a lot of tickets. The tickets have mainly been given to people who ignored a warning and went on doing what they were doing, and that's when they got a ticket. But so the brochures, the flyers explain the rules to help people, and it's been, so far, it's really been in Center City.
But they're looking to expand it to signage as well, again with that same Get Healthy Philly initiative funding. Hope to do some type of, you're going the wrong way kind of sign, or don't ride on the sidewalk kind of sign. So hopefully that those types of initiatives will expand the obey the law type of bicyclists.
Right.
Maybe it was just I wasn't aware of the whole biking community, but knowing it, I mean, you have websites, there's a couple bike clubs, and there's the bike coalition, Philadelphia Bike Coalition, and they work, constantly to try and help everybody out. The old town halls, things like that. You can go raise your questions, concerns, things. So it's definitely come up.
A number of programs going on. There's Safe Routes to School program where they train kids in schools, and they have their Bicycle Ambassadors program where they train adults and
Not to ride on the sidewalk.
Right.
Yes, that's one of the main messages is don't ride on the sidewalk.
They also have an iBike Philly pledge that they have a wide membership base, and they try to advocate for safe and legal riding. So the iBike Philly pledge, kind of lays out the rules of the road, and you sign it or you click it at least, saying that you will follow those rules. So I think that's another effective way.
It's a naked bike ride. I did it twice. They start on the top of, the first year they had it, they started over by Chestnut Street. And it was down by the water front, and there was a bunch of people on the two streets looking down at everyone standing there naked. And then we rode through the city for a while, and we ended up at the Fringe Festival, and it was a pretty cool thing. The next year they did it on top of Lemon Hills where they met, and it was much bigger, and they cruised through. Basically it's like a critical mass. They just take up the street, they have a police escort, so it's all legit, and everybody just rides naked all through the city. And then you wind up at a bar at the end, and the last one we were there, if you were naked, you got free beer until the kegs ran out, and then you had to start buying drinks. And it's weird because you go into this place and you're just naked walking through a restaurant until you get back to the bar area, and it's like if you don't, or like if you have clothes on, you feel really weird because no one else has clothes on. So you're just kind of like, well, I guess whatever. And everybody's totally cool. It's just like a normal thing.
Last summer, we did one overnight to what's called Marsh Creek State Park. We stayed there for a night and biked back.
Then I picked up road biking, doing 100-mile rides, things like that. So that's a whole other game.
Honestly, I'm really happy right now with the bikeability of Philly. I've been to a lot of U.S. cities and would not want to live there specifically because it's not conducive to cycling, and especially commuting, running errands, stuff like that. So I think in general Philadelphia already has a lot going for it, and the more bike lanes or pedestrian-friendly sidewalks that they put in with buffers and stuff like that, it's just going to be a better city for everyone, I think.
You have to know what roads to take. I would stick to the roads with the bike lanes. If you're a beginner, I would ride Kelly Drive around their loop, but I also wouldn't ride it like you're trying to win a race. There's strollers and things like that. There's just going to be cliques all the time, and there's going to be, I don't want to say rookie hazing, but oh, this guy totally doesn't know what he's doing. Look at him, he's got this, he's got brakes and things like that,
I think that things will change incrementally in Philadelphia. at a pace that may not be like some other places, but I'm personally surprised how many more cyclists you see just because there are these dedicated lanes on the streets. I mean, the visibility, if nothing else, has increased dramatically, and I think that through the planning work that we're doing and raising awareness and the whole notion of complete streets, and that the city's really committed to that we will continue to make accommodation for bicyclists and other modes at a more and more equal footing than in the past.
I think a lot depends on what happens with transit. I mean, I think that the places where you see real significant bike cultures, real successful bike cultures, are usually places where you also have successful and widespread transit systems.
All right.
Just get out and bike. It's a good time.
A Shero?
Yes. Do you know what a Shero is? Huh?
No.
Cheryl?
No idea. If you had to
Oh. Okay. It's the, they're putting them up on Fairmount.
Oh, it's the triangle thing, like a chevron. But the Shero is like I think it's on 10th Street, isn't it? They have like 2 chevrons and a bike.